What we got?
How's the chemistry been with all of you on the offensive line?
Oh, I think the chemistry has been fantastic. I think guys are playing really well, gelling together. Having a veteran center always helps. Familiar with the offense, he can get guys going to the right places, and so I think everything is gelling just how we wanted to.
How important is it for you to practice every day? A lot of guys in your position might take a day or two here and there.
Yeah, for me, I'm always working on something, and if I got something to work on, it's kind of hard for me to sit on the sideline and not do that work. So, for me personally, I know playing online is it's an art, it's a skill. So you got to continue to sharpen that every day. And so for me, especially early in training camp, knocking the rust off, I think it's important I get to work.
It's 19,000 there. You're in Levi Stadium. You're moving the ball. Actually, did it not feel like some simulation of a game? Did you feel like the energy level was?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it did. I mean, just a portion of the stadium filled up, but we still had trouble even hearing each other, hearing the coaches. So, I mean, without me personally, I hadn't played in front of fans since 2018. So it's kind of, it's been an extended period of time for me. So being back out there with the fans definitely felt good.
Like Jimmy was pretty sharp out there. You said that he was picking up the energy too.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's been pretty sharp all camp. If you diagnose all his reps, I think he's been the same guy. He's been leading us up and down the field.
Trent, you said, I think, somewhere on the radio, I'll put it in context, you said, there's no hurry for Trey Lance to start. Jimmy's the guy. But you also said, Trey is a generational talent, which is obviously a high praise. It's a stupid question, but what are the traits he has where you say, wow, that is super, super special?
I mean, if you just go down the line, you look at the size. He's a little bit bigger than your prototypical quarterback. You look at his athleticism. Obviously, we know he's has the edge there over your conventional quarterback. But then he can also do all the things your conventional quarterback is supposed to do. So, you don't see those come around too much. Why labeled generational talents. I mean, he's a blue chipper. So, you can see it from day one.
How important is it to have a veteran center in this offense like Alex Mack, who knows everything, and how does he improve a guy, or how does he improve like you, Lakin, and everybody around him? Second question, as a newly paid man, how much did that chain cost?
Having Alex, I mean, in this offense, center is vital because we have so many moving parts, so many emotions, and with those moving parts and those motions come calls, and the center is in charge of all that. So having a guy who's literally seen every look there is to give him, with being 13 years in the NFL, I think it's definitely a huge, huge plus. And I don't know, I forgot how much the chain cost, but I had it a little minute.
was talking about some of the exchanges that have gone wrong. A lot of the stuff with zone read and that stuff is tempo. Just getting into Kyle's offense, whether it's offensive line, running back, how big of a part is just adjusting to that sort of tempo?
Oh, I mean, for us, it's a walk in the park. The defense it's all the stress is on the defense. We block for the running back, and the quarterback chooses what to do with the ball. So, as an offensive line, I mean, it's definitely having a defense in a complex position like that. It definitely gives us a leg up. But those exchanges and stuff, new quarterback, new running back. I mean, those type of things that don't just click overnight. It takes some time. Obviously, two young guys, two very talented guys, they'll get it fixed.
I got a couple more guys. I got a question about a guy that's way down on the depth chart, but he's supposed to be. It's Alfredo Gutierrez, back from Mexico. What's your impressions of him, and is it kind of cool to see somebody like so young and raw that understands this place, but just he's really happy just to be here?
Yeah. I mean, I think it puts everything in perspective. Because you look at him, he's a huge guy, monstrous guy. He can actually pretty nimble for his size. But he never really played football. I grew up playing football since second grade, so it's like a lot of the things that's second nature to me. He hadn't seen before. But I mean, when you look at him, you see how fast he's catching on. Just to even that he's even grasping some of the techniques and some of the schemes that we're throwing at him. I mean, to me, that's a huge, huge win for him. And like you said, he got the whole year to continue to work, and I think he has what it takes, man. Honestly.
You mentioned being in front of fans for the first time since 2018. Do you find yourself with like little benchmarks along the way since you've come back of like, man, this is different. I missed this. Like, how often does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, the fans is definitely one of those benchmarks. I hadn't seen people cheering for us like that, for a home team. Obviously, they had some fans on the road last year, but, for me, walking out of a home locker room and having the fans, I mean, honestly, it almost scared shit out of me. Excuse my language. It almost scared me because I'm just walking out for normal practice. I forget, that the fans are there. As soon as you walk out, you just hear a thunderous roar. I'm like, oh. I mean, obviously, I was walking behind Kittle and Bosa, so it had reason to scream, but, I mean, it definitely was one of those benchmarks. Like, oh, hold on, now I forgot what it feels like to be cheered on,
When you mentioned you have little things you want to work on, how do you identify those? Are those watching tape from last year, or are those evaluating your practice reps from?
Both. A great deal of both. Just getting together with my OLine coach, Chris First. I mean, he's a wizard. So we just study my movements close, and he gives me a list of stuff to work on, and I just try to get them knocked out.
Samson said you present a huge challenge for him when he's rushing. He said you kind of almost know what he's going to do before he does it. How much of a challenge has he been for you? Has he given you something to work with?
Yeah, he has been extremely. I've gotten good work from all the edge rushers here in camp. I mean, luckily, not luckily, but Bosa hasn't won any. But that's a tough one. But even like guys like Samson, Arden Key. I mean, those guys have pretty. They presented some challenges along the way. Both very, very talented in their own right. So they've keeping me on my P's and Q's, which is one of the reasons I hadn't took an off day.
Thank you, Trent. Is it true Zotto retired? He beat you with a spin move.
Hey, it might be. Hey, I ain't the only one he got with the spin move, but hey, that was a damn good spin move. I had to give it to him. Yeah, he caught it quick.
Congratulations.
Hey, faithful, click here to subscribe.